Hey everybody, Dan here for Argo Comics. We are here with another indie monster haul. Um, yeah, I'm a little behind on this. I'm not going to go through all the books. I'm going to have to break this up. This is the amount we're going with today. That's a lot of books to get through. Uh, I don't want to have to breeze through everything too quickly. Let me just make sure we're on silent on that so we're not interrupted here. We got indie comics to get to, a lot of important stuff. Uh, so let's get into it with, got a release of my own. Okay, Argo Comics, Double Shot, Volume 4. Okay, so the double shot is basically you get a double shot of heroes in each of these three stories. I could have called this a triple double, but I thought it would get too confusing. Um, Two heroes from different teams of the Argo Comics universe team up, and we get three stories of that. So we got Rama from Impact International. Okay, he's from India. He's teaming up with Bear Claw from the Havoc Patrol. Okay, over here we have Green Dragon teaming up with Nightstar. Green Dragon from the Paladins. Nightstar is from the Havoc Patrol. So they're teammates, but they're not in the same story. And over here, we got Quintama from the Paladins. So again, these two are teammates, but they're not in the same story. And Mysteria from the Death Squad Reserves. So she's on the Death Squad Reserves. There's a Death Squad, and there is a Death Squad Reserves for the missions that are too brutal and nasty, even for the Death Squad. That's when they call them the Death Squad Reserves. Okay? So, um, well, this cover is by Rob Banbury. Okay, he's done a number of pinups and full stories and covers for Argo Comics. We have a issue of Sorority of Power by him. We have an upcoming issue of Sorority of Power by him, and we've had various pinups in different books from him. More to even come on that, but he actually did the Quintama Mysterious story inside, and was also, we were fortunate enough to get this cover from him, colored by Tio Pinheiro, who's done a lot of fantastic colors for us. So, I kind of give a breakdown of what team each character is in on that, as well as our story titles and our credits. Okay, so as I said, with Mysteria and Quintama, uh, well, in actuality, these are, all characters in the Argo Comics universe, so they're all my characters. But in this book, I find it's pretty cool not only to have the art chores handled by others, but some of the writing chores, as these are characters who haven't had extensive appearances so far. So I'm a little more open-ended with a writer having a little freedom in kind of portraying them, and even filling out some back history if it doesn't really conflict with anything I had previously laid out or have in my head. So, in actuality, with that story, Rob ended up doing the writing, the art, and the letters. So, I acted as editor for all these stories, so I was able to, again, keep the characters all in line with what I envisioned, but Rob did that all with Tio Pinheiro doing the colors. And there's a sample page right there, the initial page, starting out in Russia, as you can see in Moscow. And I can't say enough good things about Rob's work. And, you know, beyond his amazing artwork, he did a fantastic job writing this one. Then, as you can see, as I said, we had Bear Claw from the Havoc Patrol, Rama from Impact International, and, well, actually, I should mention all these characters and teams have appeared in the Argo Comics Anthology 6-issue series, and then other various books. All those books had a #1. Some of them were new stories, some of them reprinting what had appeared in the Argo Comics Anthology. But with that, okay, I'm trying to get those credits in there. Jason Randall was the writer on that. Okay, and again, he had a great take. See, a lot of times when I'm trying to figure out which characters to pair up, try to see if there's some type of connecting link. And with Bear Claw having a magical bear paw that he uses, and Rama being a magic wielder in Impact International, thought that was a natural pairing, and Jason really connected all the dots and ran with that. Okay, art by Eduardo Viena, who people may know from Weirdo, having drawn Weirdo for our Thunder Zone imprint, and our upcoming Thunder Guard book. Okay, we had colors by Beto Menendez, and I did the letters on that one. And again, just superb work done by all. Eduardo and Beto both made that book look, or that story look fantastic. Okay, and then we rounded it off with Paladins. Okay, Green Dragon from the Paladins, and Night Star from Havoc Patrol. Okay, this one, we brought in Andrew Rowland to do the writing. Both those characters have ties to King Arthur, and Andrew so happens to be quite an expert at Arthurian legend. So I was very lucky that he was the right man for the right job here. Fredson Oliveira had done some other work with Argo Comics and stepped in on this. Colors Victor Ranieri, who also, he had done Argo 5 colors. I did the letters on that one. And again, just it all came together so well. Andrew really added so much, you know, as the writer, that again, bringing in another writer, you know, I would have had to do a lot of research. I don't even, you know where the story would have ended up, whereas he had that expertise and put that story together in such a impressive way to tie everything together and for the other characters to appear in the story. It was very cohesive thanks to his efforts, and Fredson and Victor brought those images to life very, very, very well. We had a pinup section here. Fredson did another piece with Victor coloring. Okay, and Quintana Mysteria, both Rob Banbury, who did the cover and this initial story brought in those. Joe Santiago, who I had gotten a pinup from at a Wizard Philly, actually did the Bear Claw, and had gotten that years ago, just waiting to use it at some point. Inks and Colors, Tio Pinheiro. Let's see, who we up to that one? Oh, the Rama one. Tio did the art and colors for, so you could see in that pinup, fantastic artist as well as colorist. Green Dragon, again, another one I had gotten at a convention quite a while back from Denny Fink, who he's done a lot of pro work. His Anti-Star made a guest appearance in Argo 5, number 41, but I mean, he has a long career. He actually had worked on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles a while back. Really a top talent. And again, Inks and Colors, this time by Alan Faria. And another very kind of old convention piece that I had from Liza Biggers on Nightstar. I finally, I was in pencil form, so Tio came in on the Inks and Colors for that one. And another great pinup. So let's see. We showed you an initial page. Well, we have a little character there designed by Rob Therabaris. So you have to see what he's all about. I'm not going to give that away, but you can just see generally Rob's amazing art. Always like to give a little peek as to what we're dealing with here. Here's a bit of Eduardo's art for the Rama Bear Claw story. Always try not to spoil stuff. Just give you some look at Eduardo's fantastic work. Yeah, and that's Beto Menezes doing the colors. And then, as I said, we had Fritzen Oliveira and Victor Ranieri with art and colors on the final story from Andrew Rowland involving Morgana, who's a Lotharian character, and our heroes. That is a bit of the art style of that one. All right, so again, that's at Indie Planet, and I will have a link below for the Argo comics where you can find them. Let's see, I had Kickstarter books come in. Let's try to get these some type of order. And again, I'm not getting to all the books today, so there will be more to get to. Okay, this was a 64-page giant handbook of the G-Man universe, spring 2022. So we have, it's kind of like the, somewhat like the layout of the Marvel handbook flip cover here. where they're kind of charging to the side. Yeah, that's Simon and Kirby. You got Tyrannus here. So Sergeant Flag right here. So we got a whole number of characters. I think male and female up there is links. So yeah, I mean, handbook style, something I'm always thinking of trying to get to. But I mean, yikes. The writing, maybe after I move, I can devote the amount of time. Just take it one entry at a time, I guess. It's a lot to do. And they have a little bigger team. As you know, most of the Argo comics characters are my own, whereas this is split up into a number of creators, so they can all kind of handle their own characters and get her done. Make sure I don't run out of pause on the TV here. All right. So, along with that, on the Kickstarter, there were a number of books that came in, and I mentioned Simon and Kirby. Okay, and you always have to pick the covers, which I like that. You pick which cover you want. I think this is the Alan Ferry. Alan had actually done Argo 5 a while back. So I, of course, like his work, which is why we collaborated. And, you know, we've been in contact here and there. Because he can do it all. Art, inks, colors, everything. So I picked his cover. Really liked it. For Simon and Kirby. We had, let me just see here for a second. Yeah, Rick Offenberger was the writer on this one, Alan Ferrier the artist, and Eric Bennett doing the letters. Let's see, I'll give you a sample of that. That's a good, bam, 2-page spread. Okay, so that's a look at that. Tyrannus, #1. Okay. We had Tyrannus in another book before. I think there was maybe a preview book. So this is a full Tyrannus book. Let's see. Yeah, and I had picked the Stephen Butler cover. Eric N. Bennett, the writer, Ronaldo Jr. Pictures. Okay, we actually have, I believe, Pink Puma and Red Rooster #2 is by Ronaldo Jr. Victor Ranieri, who I mentioned before, did the colors. So I mentioned him for our other book. I actually believe I recommended him here. And it looks like they followed through and got some of his great colors for their own book. Jim Burrows, managing editor, Rick Offenberger, editor-in-chief. So, yeah, it's Eric's character. And there's a mighty preview of what Tyrannus looks like. All right. These are all G-Man comics. Sergeant Flag. This is a Gilbert Monsanto cover. I think he did the interiors as well. Rick Offenberg is the writer. Gilbert Monsanto is the artist. Eric Bennett letters. Okay, Chris Squires script editor. Jim Burrows managing editor. Gilbert Monsanto. Great, great, great art. I believe there's actually a book in the works with Shazareth, Margo 5, Tyrannus, that we just mentioned from Eric, and other characters. It's going to be published by G-Man Comics, and Gilbert will be doing the art on that as well. So that is all systems go on that one. Lynx, who I mentioned before from the handbook. That's G-Man Comics there. Lynx. Okay. Male and female. This is Mario Gully. Creator of Ant, which is now being produced by Eric Larson. So Ant was in a couple different imprints at Image at the end. Mario actually did the cover of Argo 5. I can't get the number. Somewhere in the 20s. There's a great, great, great cover by him, so I chose this one. Rick Offenberg is the writer. Milton Estevam, who did an issue of Argo 5. He is the artist on this. Tio Pinheiro, who I mentioned doing colors on our Argo Comics double shot. He did the colors here. Eric Bennett letters. Chris Squires script editor. Jim Burrows production editor. All right. Yeah, Milton did a very popular issue of Argo 5. Great artist. And of course, you know, I have Leo Gondam doing Argo 5 on a regular basis. So, you know, while I'll still work with some of these artists, I obviously don't have a full-time title for them, and I'm glad to see them continuing in other titles. So it's, you know, it's a special treat when I see that. You know, I guess basically if you have like a full-time artist, sometimes it's kind of like an unwritten rule in the indies. You don't try to like poach someone's like full-time artist and slow down their production. You know, for pinups, fine and everything like that. Maybe artist and colorist, you if they're somewhat full-time. I mean, no one's full-time. None of us are usually doing like, you know, a full-time gig for an artist with, you know, a retirement plan, medical benefits, or anything like that. So, I mean, these people are freelancers. They have to work. But again, there's, I guess, some codes of conduct where perhaps, you know, you kind of lean towards the people who are like somewhat available. And if you are going to work with someone who's someone else's story artist, then perhaps, again, if you, it's just there's nothing written in the law by this or anything like that. But if you want to be polite, you probably don't overwhelm them with a very strict deadline and a heavy volume on a very strict deadline, because that, of course, will cripple the other person utilizing that artist. So yeah, Lynx looks great. Another one from G-Man. Invictus Outrage. Okay. The main cover. Okay, that again by Alan Faria. Jim Burr, the writer, Gilbert Monsanto, the artist, Eric Bennett, the letterer, Rick Offenberger, the editor. So yeah, Simon and Kirby making an appearance. Looks to be another strong book with this Invictus character. This might be our last G-Man. Part of our little thing here. Order from this Kickstarter, Lynx Remastered Classic. Okay, so we had an older Lynx story that got remastered. Written by Rick Offenberger, art by Justin Vargas, colors by Fabio da Silva Banderas, letters by Francisco Zamora, who again, Argo 5 fans will recognize him as our series letterer. Okay, so this was an earlier Lynx story. It looks very good, so it's good that they included it. All right. This one might have been Indie Planet. Might have been. All New Adventures of the Kahuna King. Okay, Will Mineo did this one. Will Mineo, very well known for the DNA Agents, which was a fantastic 80s comic. Probably into the 90s. Eric Larson had some earlier work in there. Will, I guess, kind of moved into animation afterwards, working on such animated behemoths as Godzilla and the super popular X-Men cartoon, among many others. Will did this comic with the Kahuna King. Sounds like a Hawaiian surfing superhero. Okay? I mean, Will, for me, is just like, you know, he puts out a comic, I'm going to get it. Such as this one that I had gotten, Agents of Earth. Well, here's an ad from Nidor. Okay, 3 comics from Mineo. Guess he writes at Mineo, so people don't have to figure out when you see his, you know, actual spelling of his name. Just like for myself, SCHN, the H throws people off. They don't know how to say my name is Sen. For him, see that credit box, Will Mineo. But I guess that's clever to have Mineo Productions to. I've actually entitled a book Sensational Comics to help people pronounce my name. But yeah, he's a talent and a half. There's a little preview for you. So do yourself a favor, hunt this one down, and all right. Oh yeah, well, kind of. Let's just circle back for a second because I did mention Tyrannus appeared elsewhere, but he also appeared in Thorvald versus Tyrannus, and this was Champion Comics. Okay. Let's see. Because we got a few books from Champion Comics, and this was among them. I don't know if there was a preview edition of this before. I think Leo Gondam, our Argo 5 artist, had actually done this. But no. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So Eric Bennett. It looks like him and Carlos Rafael shared the writing duties with, well, Carlos actually just helped with the plots and was the editor. Eric taking the main point of plots and writer and doing the letters, Leo doing the art. Tristan McDonald doing the colors. Gabriel Dill Sr. doing the background art. And there's a clash of titans, Thorvald and Tyrannus. Okay, so that's Champion Comics. Okay, which is Carlos Rafael's imprint. And we had a couple of other books come in. These were Kickstarter. So you had Remarkables 1. Oops, no. Let's see, 1 and I'm not sure. Preview edition. Preview edition, I guess, came out before, so we'll crack that one open first. Let's see. Carlos Rafael. Okay, he's the writer, creator and writer. Leandro Sandoval doing the art. Gabriel Roldan doing the colors. Francisco Zamora doing the letters. And preview art. Let's see some. There you go. Looks good, right? Muy bien. Let's see. Got some added material in the back. An ad on the back for Ready Comics. Freeze that. Read it if you want. Ready. I'm not sure what that is. But I'm ready. I'm always ready for comics. And let's crack open Remarkables #1, which I always like this cover, so I was kind of looking forward to this one. You know, we know I love a indie super team. I think I outlined one time I was in STAPA, which was Super Team Amateur Press Association. Those were when APAs were around, APA. I hear Rob Liefeld on Observations talking about a Teen Titans APA that he was in back in the day. And that APA, they actually had interaction with George Perez, so that was a great APA to be in. STAPA was a great APA to be in because I love super teams. Most of my Argo 5 characters I had drawn myself and did little preview stories, honing my craft, so to speak, getting feedback from the members there. But we are a little off track with the Remarkables writer, Carlos Rafael, art, Leandro Sandoval. This is colorist, Gabriel Roldan, Francisco Zamora doing the letter. So it's pretty much the same as a preview, of course, because it does seem to start off the same as the preview. So I'm guessing the preview stopped at a certain point, and this continues the story. So we get the Remarkables in full effect. And yeah, it's looking good. Looking good. We get some, I think, a villain team here. Nice, nice. All right. So that was Remarkables #1. That's about to show the corner for Champion Comics, but it's in the bottom, Champion Comics. Carlos Rafael, look him up on Facebook. He's a friendly chap, and he'll give you the whole lowdown on these characters. I got an issue of the Four Horse Femmes from Indie Planet. Holiday Special Part 4. So, 20th issue. That means you've heard 20, not reviews, because I don't do reviews on the whole. I just tell you what I picked up. But you've heard me talk favorably 20 times about the Four Horse Femmes and Stuart Black's work on said title. I don't want to give that character away. There seems to be a new character in here. Just want to do some preview art. Preview. Oh, here's a, they're not in costume, but there's a panel with the Four Horse Femmes. Stuart has his own style, so it's not going to be entirely reminiscent of any particular Big Two artist. But it's a style that's great, appealing, and is, I mean, everything top to bottom on this book. Art, colors, writing, letters, everything, fantastic. So yeah, this is a big issue. He really went all out on this one. Let's see. And you got, oh, look at that. Okay. So on the inside back cover, I had submitted a while back, and it saw publication now. A little pinup from yours truly in this issue. Well, one of the light's kind of going through it. Little pinup from yours truly, from one of the Four Horse Femmes. So I am now part of the Four Horse Femmes family, with that inclusion in the back of this book. So that's great. For the 20th anniversary, I'm in on the celebration. So I thank Stuart Black for that. Very happy to be a part of this issue. Let's see. Yeah, well, as I made mention, that this book is great on all levels, but you know, there's plenty of books that maybe you're sometimes more appreciative of the art. I think there's a lot more great artists and great writers sometimes, and I think Stuart's writing really excels. You know, as does his art, as does the colors, but you know, it's not often that a book is excelling on all cylinders like that. And this book certainly does, which is, you know, why I ended up making fan art of one of the characters. So, great stuff. Go to Indie Planet, get all the issues of the Four Horse Femmes from, I don't see the thing here, Furious Monkeyfist. I believe is the brand name. All right. We got an issue of YEET. See, I didn't even get to all the books that I have, but I'm going to probably just wrap it up with YEET because, you know, maybe I am not posting often enough. So maybe just getting a little more in depth with each of them will give you a more manageable dose, and I won't have to just, like I said, fly past anything. YEET Presents is number 52 of YEET Presents. Okay, Susie Steam, but as people know who've seen my reviews, or actually just my haul of YEET, it's a flip book, so you flip it, then you get the other cover. Okay, so it's still 52. Just see something here. Yeah, I think this is William. That's supposed to be William Mesner Loeb was a contributor. Because it looks like maybe those are his covers behind him. Yeah, his signature there. So, well, no, it's not supposed to be him. Because I think this is supposed to be him. Those two characters don't look entirely alike. But maybe that's just his character from Wonderland. Okay, so William Mesner's Loeb. William Mesner Loebs did this story. He's had a number of stories in YEET. He's a real master of the art form. Much in the tradition of grandmasters like Will Eisner. He can really take you on a trip through a slice of life. Well, mention it, and there it is. There's Will Eisner's The Spirit in the background. Oh, no, it says The Saint, but sure does look like the Spirit. And then you got a William Mesner's little kind of letter column there. So you'll be educated to his work by picking up this book. This is really, I'm not so much on Patreon, being that I have to patronize artists constantly to make Argo comics, Thunder Zone comics. So I'm always patron of the arts. But this book is available if you look up YEET on Patreon, and they just hit your Patreon for $5 whenever the book is ready, and then it gets shipped out to you. You get the pleasure of the book in your mailbox, and you are charged at that point. All right. So Susie Steam, Shane Luttrell, creator, writer, letterer, Doug Curtis, artist, and Mike Jones, crew chief. There's a look at the art style. YEET goes back and forth from color, black and white, but always very entertaining. You got some Susie Steam trading cards that are not trading cards, but let's see. Or maybe they will be printed as cards. It looks like we have just kind of like some fan art going on of Susie Steam, but between those cards and this. Let's see. Then we have, so what if the Thunder Agents had been cute, cuddly animals? Written by Charlie Goetner, drawn by, what is that? James W. Fry, inked by Adam Taraker in memory of John Carbonaro. Yeah, for some reason they had. Oh, the years that. Okay, so this was done a while back. I was trying to wonder what those numbers were. Okay, so written in 83, drawn in 83, inked in 21, so it was just recently inked. But these were drawn a while back. Thunder Agents as cute animals. So we kind of have like No Man as a bear. Dynamo as a duck. Very interesting. I always like the Thunder Agents. Fat Billy and his pal Wally. By the Foot. Copyright Kevin Gleason, so he must be the Foot. Okay, so The Dog Knows a Secret. Story by Shane Luttrell. And art and lettering by Steve Shipley. Making sure that we don't. Let's see. So there you go on that art style. I'm not sure what that story is about. That's the thing with an anthology, you know. It's kind of always like a potpourri of comic goodness, so you don't really know what to expect. Sometimes we're having superheroes. Black Fury is very popular as a public domain character, and YEET presents. Susie Steam has made a number of appearances. We've had, a few reoccurring characters and teams in YEET, but I always enjoy it. So, Caustic Paper Comics, or sometimes old guys who like old comics. There's a number of different monikers that YEET is produced under. But again, just go to Patreon, look up YEET, and you'll find YEET. And then you will have been yeeted. All right. As always, I'm not the YouTuber Supreme, as my viewer count will sometimes give way to letting you know that. My subscriber count as well. So, what you can do is like the video. This is all stuff you say at the beginning of the video. Here's the end of the video. This is where I'm getting to it. Telling you to subscribe, telling you to like, telling you to hit the bell for notifications when the next video is going to be up. And we're going to, I am getting ready for a move. So, it's sporadic, but I have so many books that, in getting ready, I haven't gotten to, so I want to just increase the frequency, and we have to see if that in fact gets done, because obviously when everything is happening in the physical moving of everything, you won't see me for a couple days, which really won't seem out of the norm. But we need to get the subscribers up so that these indie books that I'm trying to give exposure to can get that exposure. If we don't have the number of people subscribing that we need, you'll see how much I love so many of these indie books. But, they will not have the support they need. Well, perhaps they will, but let's give them added support. Get the numbers up here, more exposure for them. Rising tide lifts all ships, so to speak. So, there would be greater exposure for all these wonderful books that I want to see continue, which is why I'm picking them up. I'm getting them because I believe either just in the book from a random blurb and review and a little research on my own, or my trust in the creator from his past work to, you know, bring out a winner. Um, so, like I said, I'd love to see uh, some more subscribers over here so that we can, you know, make these books as prominent as they deserve to be. All right, so that's going to do it for this one. Hopefully, I'll be back soon as I have a lot of books to get to. And again, I don't want to just run right through them. I want to give them all their due. So come back next time and we'll see what other indie books are hiding in the monster hole.